Man, I don't want to follow that. This is a thing I never thought I would be doing, speaking in front of a big group like you about our country's slide into fascism. But here we are. This administration has just been a fire hose of activity, of executive orders, of dictates, ranging from just insane to those that are truly dangerous. And you sit and you wonder which is which, right? And the intensity of it all is intended to shut us down. It's intended for us to just go inside and sit at home and doom scroll, but instead, we're here today. I want to share a story that I have about my experience with USAID funding. You know, it was one of the first things that was on the chopping block of this administration. And I think that was a really strategic move because most people don't understand it. I think 65% of the American public can't identify where France is on a map. So why would they care about a poor African country or East Timor? So I was a Peace Corps volunteer in Mali, West Africa for 2.5 years. I lived in a village of 60 people on the edge of the Sahara Desert. And Peace Corps volunteers had access to USAID funding through something called the Small Project Assistance Fund. That if you had an idea for a project and there was a community need, you could get money to make that project a reality. And as you can imagine, living on the edge of the Sahara Desert, water resources were an important priority for communities. They were, at the time, it had one of the poorest accesses of community access to potable drinking water. And so most of the villages that I visited, they asked for wells. And we were able to secure funding through USAID to build 4 wells over that 2.5-year period. And I look back and I think about how little fanfare there was. We didn't even get an acknowledgement for our country director, like, good job, because literally every volunteer was doing this kind of work. Dozens of people were implementing projects without fanfare at all. We constructed a well and it didn't even have a plaque saying from USAID. It was just the work that we did, right? All these villages knew that there was this skinny, tall guy that showed up in their village one day that could barely speak the local language. But I asked them, what would make your life better? And 2 months later, and after a lot of work, those villages had wells that they could drink out of. And these are the programs that are being cut by this administration. These are the programs, basic human needs, that are getting cut by a billionaire. If this, it's obscene, yet it's predictable because Elon Musk has said that empathy is a weakness. I don't believe that empathy is a weakness. As one of the richest countries in the world, we have it in our budget and in our hearts to support these projects. As the most powerful nation on earth, we have the empathy to realize that we're admired around the world because of our humanitarian efforts. So, looking at the crowd today, I realize there's not a lot of young people here. All right. But as a, so I do want to shout out to the folks that aren't old white people because the threat is real. People are being detained. People are being disappeared for exercising their First Amendment right. It's a dangerous time, and I acknowledge everybody, especially the young people, for being here today. Thank you.
Y'all, he was so nervous. He killed it.